Hello everyone, this is Fantasy Ask and welcome back to ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generator game. When we left off in the last episode, some of our prophets, the important cats in our clan, whose role it is to, help guide the other cats in this role that now everyone is playing as guardians to the exit. Yeah, these prophets, these important members of our Crystal River society were telling white lies. Why white lies? Well, guys, unfortunately, no matter how noble of a cause these cats have or, try to aim towards, they have deceit in their blood. And it comes out, sometimes in petty ways, and who knows, in the future, perhaps greater betrayals. But yes, that is what the cats are up to. More mischief, more suspicion, some dubious activities. So I am quite eager to see how all of that is going to pan out. We also had some really good hunting, which I was surprised by, because after, the first set of patrols we went on, which I feel like was a bit of a disaster because we got like 0 prey, I was a little bit skeptical of our leader and his focus of entreating with the outsiders, entreating with Lightless Clan. Thankfully, he has managed to prove himself, even though he was lying about, actually scouting the area for prey. Somehow, that white lie managed to become an actual thing, because we did end up finding a ton of prey and holding back a ton of prey. So if we jump into the clearing, look at the amount of food we have. We have a ton. We have 143.2 and we only need 28. So yeah, we're off to an amazing start. And let's see, so up to 47 warriors can be fed. Yep, Star Clan has blessed the clan with plentiful prey, and the leader sends their thanks to Silverpelt. Okay, we haven't actually checked out, I think, our the cat that is, our liaison in Star Clan. And apparently that is Sandy Shiver, who looks like a very interesting cat. Hello, I'm here to guide the dead cats of Luminous Clan into Star Clan. So this was a female medicine cat who had a troublesome personality, a great mediator, and good kid sitter. Interesting. So, we're going to say she was actually the cat who sent the visions to the 3 prophets. And now she is helping to look over the members of Luminous Clan, which is quite nice. Okay. Now, the other thing I quickly want to check up on is the medicine cat den, because we have managed to procure some more things. Yeah. Okay, Cloudy Snarl was given ragwort as treatment for running nose. The risks associated with the condition are lowered, and Lyrebuzz gathered catmint this moon, so the amount of resources we have is improving more and more, which is very exciting. The herb stores are small, but it's enough for now. Hopefully we have the things needed to treat like something serious should it occur. But all of that aside, before we dive into the cat list and what all the cats are up to, I'm very interested to see if there is a change to any of the loyalties. Has anything shifted since the roaring success of the patrols in the last episode, guys? Let's have a look. And there we go, guys. Yes, something has indeed changed. I don't know if you can pick out exactly which cat has shifted loyalties, but Dark Pounce has actually gone ahead and been convinced of the first prophet's ability to lead. That's right. Dark Pounce, who is kind of shady on, she's not shady, but she was a little bit dubious of Mistar along with the others, and didn't really think Mistar was necessarily the right cat to lead. But no, she's been convinced after the absolute success of the amount of prey they hold in. She was actually, if you remember, on a patrol with, I think, Slumberroach, and they managed to catch like a lot of fish together. I think Slumberroach is the good swimmer. No. He's not. Dark Pounce is the talented swimmer, but I think Slumber Roach was the one who caught a ton of fish. So yeah, that was actually very exciting for her, and she kind of realized that, you know what, maybe Mista kind of has it all balanced out, and at the end of the day, he is the prophet, so maybe we shouldn't be questioning what the prophets do too much or looking at them too closely. Maybe we can't exactly understand everything the prophets say and do, but I'm sure they're doing it for our own good. So she, for now, has been kind of convinced towards Mista, which is intriguing. And I was also kind of thinking about how Slopefleck, even though when needed, he does stick up for, for example, Nectarrock during certain arguments, since they're prophets and they would kind of stick together. Slopefleck doesn't entirely feel as though Mista should have stayed on as leader. And I almost wonder if Slopefleck kind of expected the other prophets to step down, just like he did, and, give these high roles to the other cats. And so maybe he doesn't approve of the other prophets, being prophets, but also occupying these very important roles, these huge roles. So we'll have to see how that pans out. But I just thought that was very, very intriguing. And also, guys, I did like a really quick, obviously, while I was trying to work out loyalties, I had to sweep through the relationships. I saw some very, very interesting things. So we may just check that out. But I think you guys are going to be intrigued by some of the things that I noticed. So let's start off with Mista and see what is going on with him. So Mista saw a kitty pet rolling around a two-leg garden, so nothing too crazy going on with him. Now he's got the, too romantic with Cloudy Snarl, which is nice. I would love to see some kits from the two of them, but I suppose we'll see how that goes. Nectarrock missed a catch and is still sulking over it. Okay, so our deputy, yeah, I feel like I feel like Nectarrock is almost, I don't know if sloppy is the right word. I don't think sloppy is the right word, but I can't think of the word right now. I feel like he very, very easily kind of, stumbles through life, but also very, very accidentally stumbles through life and kind of misses things that other people might expect come naturally to him or should come naturally to him. But just like he stumbles out of, or I suppose into situations, he does stumble out of it just as easily. Because, for example, he was pretending to do work beforehand, and then he did manage to prove himself when he got put into a position with members of Chirp Clan, right at the border. He somehow managed to make sure relations were improved. But then he's trying to go and catch prey, and, again, he is missing the prey. And it bothers him so much, he's like sulking over it. And I feel like just as easily he might actually stumble into actual prey. So Nectarrock is a bit of a hit and miss, I think. He's probably hoping that the other cats notice the hits, not the misses nearly as much. But that's kind of funny. Now, as for him, did we see any interesting... Yeah, okay. So I try and keep my eye, or I want to try and keep my eye on the romantic stuff. Nectarrock, we were saying how he and Mista have a really good dynamic going on, and their personalities probably will kind of complement each other, and they make up for each other's weaknesses, especially when it comes to working together and managing the clan. So they might be like a good duo as leader and deputy. It also seems like Nectarrock is starting to kind of like Mista, look at Mista a little bit romantically. So that's another thing we have to keep an eye on. I mean, Mista has no feelings towards Nectarrock. He is already mated to Cloudy Snarl, and those two are kind of, for now, happy with each other. But Nectarrock, I think he kind of likes the fact that when everyone else is looking at him and, keeping track of him and I don't know, maybe judging him, that Mistar doesn't do that. Mistar is so playful that Nectarok can be at peace around him and do nothing. So I thought that was very, very intriguing. But yes, Nectarok has a bit of a crush on the leader. Next up we have Lyrebuzz. Doesn't falter when challenged on his abilities. Yep, our medicine cat is absolutely confident, and you know, he's been religiously managing to get all of the herbs they need and slowly start building up stores. We have Cloudy Snarl who had the sniffles, and Lyrebuzz is like, don't worry, I got you covered. Just have some of the what was it? Rugwort? I have no clue. Ragwort? Hold on a second, guys. Let me just dive in real quick. Actually, he has the medicine cat den on his profile. Yeah, I went about the difficult way. But, you know, yeah, Ragwort. There we go. I just realized I could have just clicked the medicine cat den. It's okay, guys. Next time, I'll remember. But yeah, he's got things under control, and we've kind of seen he's got a bit of a Casanova personality. Or, you know, no, we said scoundrel. He's got a bit of a scoundrel personality. But for now, he's kind of managing to do well. And unlike the prophets, who I feel like don't have an answer to the cats when they are challenged, Lyrebuzz, yeah, no, he doesn't get frazzled easily because he knows what he's doing and he's confident in he's doing. And even if he's not, he'll kind of, you know, he'll make up something and he will believe in it with so much enthusiasm that you will think it is fact. So that is what's going on with Lyrebuzz, and he was one of the cats with, you know, some interesting things in his relationship. So he actually has a bit of a crush on Dark Pounce. I mean, we noticed beforehand he has been flirting it up with her. So yeah, that is definitely something to keep track of. He was telling her these romantic stories of him and a fling he had with a cat named Strike, I think. So Dark Pounce, you know, she didn't see that as necessarily like problematic. Obviously, he was talking about a past relationship, but the way he was talking about it made Dark Pounce feel as though Lyrebuzz is just such a romantic cat. So we'll have to see what happens over there. But yeah, Lyrebuzz, he kind of has his eyes on Dark Pounce. Next up, we have Cloudy Snarl. Had a nice chat with a kitty pet. I don't know which kitty pet she met, but it must be a cat that we have not been exposed to yet. I don't think so, because we don't know any kitty pets. I think the only other cat, I'll have to check, the only other cat we know of, hold on a second, is Strike and Shadowpelt. Is any one of these a kitty pet? No. No. Neither of them are kitty pets. So they're members of Lightless Clan. But yeah, that's kind of intriguing. Maybe we haven't met that particular member just yet. But Cloudy Snarl, now she also has, I mean, she's mates with Mistar, and they seem to be going fine right now. Nothing too crazy happening. But you know, they're slowly but surely developing more and more affection for each other. She's very comfortable with Mistar. And she only kind of, I feel like, she's very thoughtful towards others, but she only shows a little bit of attitude with Mistar because she feels comfortable enough to do that. Next up, we have Dark Pounce. Always cheers the loudest for any cat at naming ceremonies, which is so, so nice of her. Now, she was one of the cats, and also, I think it was in the last episode, but in this moon, that Almond Paw became Almond Fur, so I think this is really cute that she's cheering really loudly for him. But she was one of the cats with some surprises in her relationships, guys, and it took me a little bit to remember, like, wait, why is it this way? So she actually is conflicted. She has a crush on Slumberroach and on Lyrebuzz. I mean, Lyrebuzz came and spun this, you know, really, really romantic story, and she was so kind of engrossed in it and thrilled by it. And I feel like since Lyrebuzz was like the first male to give her any sort of attention, she was kind of digging it. She was kind of liking it and, you know, preening a little bit. And then suddenly she went on patrol with Slumberroach, who, despite the fact that he was not the best swimmer, whereas Dark Pounce is a talented swimmer, he dived into that stream and he hauled back so much fish that Dark Pounds was so impressed. And ever since then, she has developed a bit of a crush on him as well. So our girl Dark Pounds, guys, is conflicted between two boys, and it's so exciting. Oh, it is so exciting. I have no clue who I am like vying for or hoping for, but that is kind of cute. The other thing I was thinking of is that, like, in our stories, right, I'm thinking the leader with Luminous Clan is going to be the one who kind of decides mated pairings for bloodlines. And so that can happen either regardless of romantic connections that the cats already have, or taking the romantic connections into consideration. So I haven't thought through like exactly the pairs I want, but I think that would be interesting and add quite a bit of drama. For example, if we're in a situation like this where Dark Pounds, you know, is conflicted between two guys, Slumberroach and Larabuzz, but then she gets paired up with someone like Slopeflick. Like, wouldn't that be drama? She doesn't end up with either one of the guys. The leader kind of proclaims that she'll be mated to someone else. That, yeah, is something I'll have to think about, but it would definitely be dramatic. But I imagine in Luminous Clan, because bloodlines are such a big thing, and, you know, the prophetic bloodlines, I imagine that the leader is the one who kind of decides the mated pairings. So that's kind of intriguing. Next up, we have Slopefleck, so a kitty pet with the fluffiest fur imaginable today. Now, I don't think Slopefleck had any sort of, he didn't have any crushes or anything too drastic, or any at all. So nothing too much to see over there. Slumberroach is giggling about clan drama with friends. Slumberroach, who are you giggling with? Tell me. So let's see the first two friends that he has in the clan, and we'll say those are the cats that he is giggling with. I don't know about what drama, but that's what I'm gonna say. So let's see. Mistar and Dark Pounds. Okay, he is currently chatting with Mistar and Dark Pounds and is giggling with them about clan drama. But Slumberroach also developed a bit of a crush on Dark Pounds. So yes, right now Dark Pounds is conflicted between Slumberroach and Larabuzz, and both of these guys, both of these tomcats, also have a crush on Dark Pounds. So I have no clue how this love triangle is going to work out, but I am very, very intrigued. And I don't know what sort of drama Slumberroach is talking about with this two. Because Dark Pounds is in this, I don't know if they would be discussing the love triangle. I think if anything, they would be talking about how Larabuzz is a bit of a scoundrel. I think that's what Slumberroach would be giggling about with these two. Talking about Larabuzz and Strike and him being a bit of a scoundrel. And I think that's the only crush that he currently has, but yeah, this is kind of cool. He's super close to Mistar though, like he already has platonic love for him, which is kind of interesting, and I feel like solidifies his loyalty even more. Bubbling Gale offers a helping paw even after a night of bad sleep. Oh my goodness, Bubbling Gale, he's continuing to be like so cute and actually like helping out. He's the one cat I can't see mischief in right now, guys. I mean, we'll have to see, but I can't. I mean, he does have deceit in his blood, because all the cats do, but I haven't seen anything yet. He's so cute. And did he have, oh yes. So he had some interesting things going on too. So Bubbling Gale, guys, has a crush on Almond Fur. I don't know when they have interacted or how much they've been able to interact, but that's kind of intriguing. Ever since Almond Fur has gotten his like warrior name, had his warrior ceremony, Bubbling Gale is looking at him a little bit differently and appreciatively. So I'm curious to see where that's gonna go. Grey Swipe can't keep up with Slopefleck. Now what was Slopefleck doing? Okay, he saw a kitty pet, but she cannot keep up with him. I'm thinking that Slopefleck is maybe like rambling to Grey Swipe about the kitty pet that he saw beyond the exit, since, you know, these cats originally from Lateless Clan have been stuck under the mountain for so long, they wouldn't have really seen kitty pets or anything like that. So he's kind of shocked at some of the things that he's seeing, and he's like rambling so much to Grayswipe she can't even keep up with what he's saying. And did she have anything intriguing going on? No. Grayswipe, yeah, she hasn't developed any crushes with any of the cats just yet. She very much kind of keeps to herself, at least for now. She's been keeping to herself and viewing the others with judgmental eyes. And finally we have Almond Fur, saw some kitty pets playing with colorful moss balls. And did you have any sort of drama for me over here? No. So he doesn't have any crushes either. And he has no clue that Bubbling Gale has a crush on him. So I am kind of curious. We already have some crushes developing. We've got some drama developing. I want to see where this is going to go. And the way we're going to find out is obviously by seeing patrols. And now the cool thing about, you know, the way we're looking at relationships now and everything, trying to pay attention to the crushes and these like random patrols, is that we might have situations that help the cats like develop their romance. Because for example, we already had a bit of something going on with Lyrebuzz and Dog Pounce, but I had no clue that Dog Pounce and Slumber Roach would end up having this really, really like cool bonding experience and become impressed with each other and have a crush on each other. I didn't even know that would be a thing. But because of our random patrols, it kind of worked out that way, which is so cool. But first up, we are going to send to Lyrebuzz, and because we have so much prey, we don't actually, I think, have to worry too much about what's going on. I think I was quite anxious about the very first patrol, even though we had enough to feast, because I wanted to kind of see how all this worked out. I wasn't sure how much prey they'd be able to hold back in like one go. But now that we have had at least like, you know, 1 moon of really successful hunts, I'm not too panicked. Even if we miss like bringing back prey for the next little while, I'm not too worried. But okay, let's send our Medicine Cat out and see what he manages to hold this time around. As New Leaf brings green to Luminous Clan's lands, Lyrebuzz goes out in search for Tansy. It can be reassuring in a way to be the only cat gathering the sometimes dangerous herb. So let's see, the sharp scent of Tansy calls Lyrebuzz in to harvest its New Leaf shoots, and there's ragwort growing nearby. By StarClan, this gathering patrol will taste awful. Okay, so he managed to gather ragwort and Tansy, so that's really good. Apparently, ragwort is good for sniffles, so we appreciate that. And finally, let's go ahead and see our first patrol of 6. Now this is going to be Almond Fur's first time going to patrol as a warrior, so I'm excited to see what he might get up to. And also, one of the things I love about these, you know, patrols is seeing which of the cats kind of shine in the patrols and which of the cats kind of hang back. I mean, obviously, the more experienced cats or the higher ranking cats often become the patrol leaders, but it is so fascinating to see who kind of steps forward and shows their personality a little bit more. Okay, first up, we have Dog Pounce, Mistar, Nectarrock, Slumberroach, Grayswipe, and Almond Fur. So we have, obviously, Nectarrock, who has a one-sided crush on Mistar. We also have Slumberroach and Dog Pounce, who have newly developed a crush on each other. So I think this is going to be quite fascinating to see. And the other thing I'm just realizing is that Dog Pounce and Slumberroach have more opportunities to go on patrols together because, you know, they're both warriors, whereas unfortunately our scoundrel boy, Lyrebuzz, is a medicine cat, so he can't ever really go on patrol with Dog Pounce. So yeah, he's gonna have to find like other opportunities to pursue her in camp. But okay, let's send these guys out and see what happens. Okay, Mistar is the patrol leader. As the patrol is trekking the borderlines, they hear the traipse of paw steps through the territory. Okay, our patrol skills. We have mediating, caretaking, swimming, law-keeping, storytelling, and running. Who's running? Is it Almond Fur? And the traits: playful, righteous, adventurous, childish, and cold. Okay, we're gonna proceed and see what happens. The patrol follows the sound, intent on finding the intruder. They come upon a kitty pet sniffing around. When the kitty pet notices them, however, it turns tail and makes a hasty getaway. At least it's off the territory now. The patrol met Sunny Meadow. Your clan's reputation towards outsiders has worsened. Okay. So hold on a second. Sunny Meadow. Okay. So female adult, kitty pet responsible, renowned hunter and good storyteller. Okay, so this is probably one of the cats who is wandering around inside in the caves under the mountain. And unlike Strike and Shadowpelt, who managed to come into contact with Luminous Clan and, get their help to be guided in and out of the exit, I think Sunny Meadow got too scared and shy and she kind of darted away. So unfortunately, we weren't able to help her, but who knows, in the future, we might liaise with her a bit more. And when she's not as freaked out about the potential of seeing the sky outside, then, we might be able to guide her. But for now, it seems the possibility of leaving the mountain, even though she is curious about it and wants to, kind of terrifies her, and that's probably why she bolted. And finally, guys, it is time to send Bubbling Gale and Slopefleck on a patrol to see what's going to happen. Eyes glowing with the last rays of the sunset, the small hunting party heads out into the gathering dusk. With their diurnal prey tired and headed to their homes, they what are these words? Their crepuscular counterparts come out in full force. As their nocturnal prey still blinks away the sleep in their eyes, the patrol has a truly premium number of opportunities to catch food, enough so that the entire clan comes to comment on the patrol's success when they return. Oh my goodness, these two brought a huge amount of prey back to camp. I feel like everyone's gonna be really happy with Slopefleck. Obviously, Bubbling Gale has helped out heaps, and that's all he's been doing whenever he has opportunity, time. Even if he's tired, he's always helping the other cats out and trying to do even better and catch more prey. And I feel like the fact that Slopefleck kind of led this patrol probably shows the other cats that he's definitely one of the prophets that they kind of revere and respect more. So that is really cool. Look at the amount of prey we have. Oh my goodness. Can we have kids now? We have proven ourselves. We have enough food to sustain a litter of kids. Please give us. Okay. So last time we tried to befriend Chirp Clan. This time around we'll try to befriend Shade Clan and see how that goes. But I'm gonna cut the recording here, guys. We'll come back in a second and then we'll continue. It is time for us to skip a moon and see what happens with our cats. Please, please, please give me a birth notice. We have been doing so good with all of our hunting and I just want to have kittens. No birth notice. I'm so sad, guys. I'm so sad. At the gathering, Mistar nudges his clanmates to go sit with Shade Clanners and chat with them. Okay, so everyone started bonding a little bit more. Cloudy Snarl's sniffles are gone, so that is good. And now we need to dive into relationships and see what sort of drama has been happening over here, especially with some of the crushes we discovered and the love triangles. I am curious. Okay. Bubbling Gale and Cloudy Snarl strive to be like one another. Okay, so he's been bonding a little bit with the mediator, which is quite nice. And I imagine Cloudy Snarl was very impressed by the fact that Bubbling Gale was one of the two cats who brought in the huge haul of prey last moon. So yeah, she's probably showing his appreciation, especially because she's trying to have kids with the leader and the first prophet. So she probably really appreciates the fact that she is not going to have to worry about, their food and feeding them. Okay, both Darkpounds and Almond Fur startle at a clap of thunder, so nothing too crazy going on there. An issue becomes benign when Darkpounds remembers Almond Fur's advice. Okay, so these two are kind of hanging out together. They startled at a clap of thunder, and then Almond Fur probably said something that made her feel very, very comfortable, and, that's kind of nice. But also, what if these two kind of, sitting down together, waiting for the kind of thunder to to pass, or maybe, the storm, whatever it was. What if Dark Pounds started talking a little bit about her conflicted feelings, and Almond Fur gave her a bit of advice regarding that? Now, I don't know in whose favor Almond Fur would give the advice, because we've kind of seen that even though he's defended his mentor, Slumber Roach, in the past, I don't think he's entirely loyal to his mentor, so I don't know. I don't know. That would be very intriguing, but whatever advice it was, seems as though Dark Pounds is feeling a little bit more clarity in terms of her feelings. I don't know which way that's going to lean into, however. Okay, Slowfleck watches Lyrebuzz try and fail at something after claiming he was an expert at it. Okay, that's funny, because Lyrebuzz is so confident, and we were talking about how even if he didn't know something, he would, say it with so much confidence and so much enthusiasm that you would think it's fact. So yeah, I mean, he failed, but I don't think that is going to shake his faith in himself. So, there we go. Lyrebuzz checks in on Grey Swipe every day. Okay, look at this, guys. I mean, this might be just something entirely friendly, but Lyrebuzz, I felt like he was a scoundrel before. I still kind of feel like it. I don't know if his interest in Dark Pounds is going to last, because I feel like he's the type of cat that likes attention from a lot of females, and I also feel like he's the type to give attention to a lot of females. So yeah, it's almost as though he knows how handsome he looks, and he takes advantage of that. And he's good at talking and very confident, and the females like that. So, Okay, Slumber Roach is surprised by the hurtful things Nectarok can say in an argument. You know what? The second prophet, our deputy, has not been gelling well with the other cats. Apart from the leader, who he has a crush on and kind of feels, no tension around, he pretty much has been butting heads with every single other cat, and now apparently he's butting heads with Slumber Roach. I'm wondering whether Nectarok is jealous of the fact that Slumber Roach is so close to Mista, because, Slumber Roach and Mista have been getting along so well as friends, but since Nectarok has a crush on the leader, I wonder if Nectarok is jealous of that. And so he ended up lashing out, and they had a bit of an argument, which totally caught, Slumber Roach off guard. Okay, Mista and Lyrebuzz roll up mossballs together, which is kind of nice. So Lyrebuzz, yeah, he's spending a little bit of time with Mista, but I don't think this is Lyrebuzz trying to, change his understanding of the leader. I think it's more Mista probably wanted to, be a bit playful with Lyrebuzz so that he can get close to the medicine cat and probably check up on how everything is going in the medicine cat den, and probably even to thank him for healing Cloudy Snarl. So Lyrebuzz, he's going along with it. And then, let's see, Mista got a bunch of cats out for morning stretches and they didn't like it. And then Mista offers to groom a hard-to-reach place for Slumber Roach, who thanks him earnestly. Okay, this is what I was saying. They have been really good friends, spending a lot of time together, and I definitely think the deputy is getting jealous, guys. I think the deputy is getting jealous of Mista's friendship with Slumber Roach. I mean, you'd think that he would get jealous of his mate, but then again, maybe in this clan, the way that the cats approach perhaps feelings and breeding might be a little bit different. It's not they're a little bit exclusive of each other, but cats that, are paired up for breeding could end up having feelings for each other. But cats who have feelings for each other don't necessarily breed with each other, even though, they might end up breeding with each other. So maybe he kind of views that arrangement as something necessary, whereas Mista getting close to Slumber Roach is, more personal and has nothing to do with bloodlines. So maybe that's why he's getting jealous of Mistar's friend rather than his mate. Something to note. Okay. Oh, Mistar and Cloudy Snarl had a fight over if they would take a new mate if one of them died or went missing. I was just talking about how the mated pairs don't necessarily take like feelings into account, even if that could develop later on. So this is interesting that they are now having a fight, their first fight with each other. And I don't actually know like who has more feelings for who between the two of them. I'm not entirely sure. Why don't we check? So Cloudy Star has true romantic like for Mistar. And Mistar has like 1.5 romantic like. Okay, so Cloudy Snarl definitely admires the first prophet and likes him more, and I imagine she feels like it's an honor to be chosen by the first prophet to have kids with him and continue his bloodline. But because she's more attached to him than he is to her, I could totally see her being upset about, you know, this disagreement between the two of them. Maybe Mistar feels as though, if necessary, like if they could not have kids, for example, and if they didn't work out, yeah, he would find another female to carry on his bloodline. Or if something happened to Cloudy Snarl, like he would have to find someone else. But maybe Cloudy Snarl doesn't feel the same. If something happened to Mistar, she doesn't know if she would be okay with, you know, taking on another mate and breeding with someone else. So maybe that's kind of the fight happening between them over here. Okay, Cloudy Snarl sees Bubbling Gale put something back where it belongs. Look at Bubbling Gale. And I'm pretty sure in one of the previous episodes we were talking about how the deputy misplaced something and then blamed Bubbling Gale, but then over here we see Bubbling Gale literally put something else back where it belongs, so he's totally not the type of cat who is going to you know, thieve or do any of those kind of things. Cloudy Snarl had a spat with Grey Swipe over a piece of prey on the fresh kill pile. Okay, I think Cloudy Snarl right now is just a bit moody from her fight with Mistar, and so she's taking it out maybe on Grey Swipe. Almond Fur chats quietly with Dark Pounce while they're both on camp duty, so these two have started bonding a little bit more. Earlier on, they were actually, I think, weathering a storm together. You know, they startled at a clap of thunder, and then Almond Fur was like helping Dark Pounce sort out her feelings for his previous mentor and for the medicine cat. Almond Fur decorates Slowfleck's nest with flowers to surprise him. Okay, so Almond Fur, who did have a fight, I think, with Slowfleck in defense of his mentor not too long ago, is now like decorating the third prophet's nest. So I think, guys, we are right in the fact that Almond Fur definitely didn't defend his mentor for any noble reasons. Like, I think he was just looking for an excuse to fight with Slowfleck, and now he's kind of doing a 180 and trying to really cozy up to Slowfleck. So I'm not sure what's going on in Almond Fur's head. It could also be the fact that he's like done a 180 because Slowfleck led the patrol with Bubbling Gale and he got a whole ton of prey. So maybe Almond Fur suddenly feels as though Slowfleck is so capable, and so he might get more information out of the third prophet, you know, about all the things that he's curious of by befriending him and spending time with him. So maybe that's what's happening. Okay, Grey Swipe tells Slumber Roach to count on her in a difficult situation, which is very, very nice of her, especially because I think he was having a bit of a problem with one of the other cats, I think with the deputy. So, and you know, this is actually very funny because Grey Swipe is the cat who has been looking at the deputy with some suspicious eyes, and she does not believe anything that the deputy says, and she feels like the deputy is totally faking it, doesn't really have anything very much under control, and I can kind of see her immediately taking Slumber Roach's side if he gets into a fight with the deputy. and, you know, telling Slumberroach how unreasonable the deputy is and not to worry about the way he acts or what he says. So, I can definitely see that. It's kind of interesting. Greyswipe, Slopeflick, and Slumberroach took a sunbath and had a little small talk. Okay, the three of them, yeah, probably gossiping about the deputy. Bubbling Gale gives Nectarock the coziest piece of nest material he has. Okay, and then Bubbling Gale is actually, look at him, guys. Nectarock was being like really mean to him beforehand, accusing him of theft when Bubbling Gale didn't do anything. But then Bubbling Gale goes out of his way to give like cozy nest material to Nectarock, maybe to appease him a little bit, because Bubbling Gale I don't think is the type that likes fighting. He doesn't like arguments dragging on for too long, or grudges, so he would rather do something from his end to help resolve that. Okay, Nectarock and Darkpounce laugh about something small together. Okay, so the deputy and Darkpounce. I mean, Darkpounce has recently become loyal to the leader, so I could kind of see them maybe bonding over how they were worried for a second, or how Darkpounce was kind of doubting the leader. But no, Nectarock is like, yeah, I always knew he kind of had it under control. You know, that's one of the reasons why I follow him, and one of the reasons why I am loyal to him. And I think they had a bit of a bonding moment over that. Okay, Slopeflick is glad to have a clanmate like Nectarock. And here we go again. So Slopeflick, even though he feels as though, you know, he keeps standing up for Nectarock, so I wonder, maybe Slopeflick feels like the leader should have stepped down. The first prophet should have stepped down from the role of leader and become a warrior instead. But maybe Nectarock is where he's supposed to be as a deputy. Either that, or Slopeflick feels as though, you know, with him having stepped down and the other two prophets having stayed, they should at least be able to do something with what they have. And if they cannot, if the clan members start doubting them too much, then he doesn't really want to step up and take over any of those particular roles. But he knows, as the third prophet, if the cats don't believe in the other two prophets, then they are going to turn that attention and expectation to him, solely to him. So it's like he's trying to support Nectarock, because Nectarock is supposed to be supporting this triad of prophet power going on. So I think that's why Slopeflick keeps taking Nectarock's side and being nice to him. Okay, and then despite past disagreements, Almondfur is kind to Slopeflick in passing. Yeah, so Almondfur, you know, who had an argument with Slopeflick beforehand, he is like trying really hard to cozy up to him with the nest material, and even with, oh well, not the nest material, but what was it? With flowers, and now with this. What is going on in Almondfur's mind? I mean, I guess he is trying to learn more, and he is skeptical of prophets, and he thinks they might be fake prophets, but out of everyone, he started to believe in Slopeflick a bit more, and, you know, fighting with the prophets and challenging them, probably wasn't getting the amount of information he wanted, so now he's like changed his tactic a bit, which is very intriguing. But okay guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.